נפשי יביא לך מול אדום אדום ונפשי יביא לך מול אדום אדום משול כחדש אדום משול כחדש נשבות כחוציר יובל כחוציר יובש אדום משול וכחוציר נויבל
Thank you so much, everyone. It's an incredible joy to be here tonight with you all in the Union Temple House of CBE. And it's such an incredible place, such an incredible, beautiful place. Yeah, we are the Sway Machinery, and we're overjoyed to continue to make music for you and to see old friends and new friends out in the audience. It's incredible, revelation each time, because, you never know. This may be the last time. We do not know. But tonight is not the last time. Tonight is not the last time. No. Certainly not. But we are at a moment in which we do not know who will live and who will die, as we just spoke about moments earlier. And, it puts me in a mind to think about days gone past. And so I was thinking a little bit about when I was a little boy, when I was a little boy just like you, like the song, when I was a little boy, when I was a little boy just like you. My baby son, who's now a man, he rested on my shoulder and I sang that song to him walking around the house, So once upon a time I was a little boy, and I'm a city boy, but occasionally even city boys go out to the country, and this is once upon a time I was little and I was let loose to go out into the forest for a little walk by myself and trusted. I don't know, maybe I was 8 or 9 years old. And I walked out into the forest until I found a little clearing. And it was quite a blissful little place I had there. Some deers going by, and I could see the blue of the sky above me. And I sat down on a tree stump, and I closed my eyes. and I felt something. I felt something, like a hand covering my eyes. You know, like the game the children play when someone comes and puts their hands behind you, comes up from behind you and puts their eyes around you and says, "Guess who?" And I thought, what, are one of my little friends from back at school here with me? Is that possible? But that was not the case. I opened my eyes and turned around, expecting to see a person, but instead, what I thought were hands was just the tiny little tip of a finger. A cloud up in the sky in the shape of a woman had reached down its hands and covered my eyes. She descended and stood before me, 20, maybe 30 feet tall, maybe more. And I was quite blissful in that place, protected by this strange and unknowable force. And while I am forever grateful for this encounter, nevertheless, I feel that on some level I'm a bit ruined, because this world will never taste quite as sweet as that delicious encounter with something from beyond. But nevertheless, tonight is not the last night, and we'll keep on going until we find that place again, all right? All right, let's keep going.
Kaligos, הגול ממוות ופודה משחס. לכל מאמינים שהוא גואל חזק, אדם יחיד לבוא העולם. לכל שהוא bien בלתו הזוכר המזכירוס dabei sich noch ein neues לכל מאמינים שהוא es habris azor besorgos lechol chay lechol na'aminim shechoser es habris azor besorgos lechol chay
בכל מאמינים
Thank you so much, everybody. All right. All right. Hey, how's everybody feeling out there tonight? Yeah. Oh, good, good. Well, listen, the people here at Congregation Beth Elohim who are greatly acknowledged, and our heart is filled with gratitude to them for everything they've done. They gave me a little gift right before going on. And we're getting on in years, we don't want to overindulge, but anyone who would like to, we're getting to the point, okay, the show's just started, but realistically speaking, we're like a third of the show is over already, So come on, let's get together. Yeah, everybody come up here.
Don't forget your bandmates. Don't forget your bandmates.
Nobody's gonna left out until the bottle is empty, so but yeah. Well, hey everybody. I have a little story to tell you, if you'd be so kind. So this is a story. This one goes back a ways. A little dusty village, dusty in the summertime, muddy in the winter. One road going up and down it, basically. You know, a few little side streets, but you get the picture. The whole thing is one street, and at one end of the street there was indeed a synagogue, and it had been many years there since they'd had a cantor, you know, someone to lead the services to make them beautiful for the people. The old cantor had died many years before. Well, it was on one Sabbath morning, a stranger wandered into town, swathed entirely in black from head to toe. There was something uncanny, unnerving about this figure. You looked at the body but could not see a face. You did not know if you were looking at a young person or an old person. It was like looking at a question mark. And there was a question here that would go unanswered for some time. But by the end of the story, perhaps we'll know something more about it. What came to be was that this figure was walking down the street towards the synagogue, and the people looking out the windows, they saw the figure dressed in black, and they followed it. And the synagogue, well, it became full. It became full as if it was Kol Nidre night. The women's section was completely filled to overflowing. And the figure entered into the main part of the sanctuary, the downstairs, which was the men's territory, and walked up to the bima, to the pulpit. And the shamus, the old guy who took care of the synagogue, he was completely in a state of confusion and didn't know what to do. The figure pushed past him and ascended right up to the reader's desk, to the Amud, the place of the cantor. And a voice broke out, at first trembling and strange and partially broken. But then something happened, something magical began to shake through the synagogue, a strange tone ringing out, piercing the people's ears, at first almost unpleasantly, almost shrill. They were not used to this register of a voice for a prayer leader in their synagogue. The voice bloomed out, singing not only beautifully, not only soul-piercingly, but the very same melodies that the old cantor had sung who had died 20 years before. And a whisper began to break out in the women's section. This was no stranger to the town. This was indeed the daughter of the cantor, who, as all had known, had been a very gifted musician, blessed with her father's nusach, with his manner of singing, but cursed in that she was not allowed to ascend to his pulpit. who had disappeared at a young age. Inexplicably, no one knew where she had gone. And yet here she was today, with us in this very room, in a place that we thought was free of ghosts, but yet nevertheless has become a haven for the unseen.
ישתבח שמך, ישתבח שמך, להודות לו עד ממלכנו. ישתבח שמך לא עד ממלכנו. למלך הגדול והקדוש בשמיים, 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 בשמיים ובארץ, כי לך נורא בשם אלוהינו, אלוהינו, שיר משפחה, שיר משפחה, למזמרו עוזם שלום, נצח גדולה וגבורה, תהילה וספרס, קדושה אתה ביד עולם, ברוך אותו אדוני שם, אל מלך גדול בתשבחו, אדון הנפלאות, הבוחר בשיר זמרו, מלך חבולו
Jordan McLean on the trumpet, ladies and gentlemen.
Elohim, MS. Udevaracho MS. MS. Udevaracho MS. 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 Vikayo Hamlua MS. Udevaracho MS Vikayo. Vikayam Luad Boduch Atodono. Mikadesh Israel. Mikadesh Israel.
All right. Well, we have a little time left with you tonight. You know, I wanna just take a moment to talk it out a little bit. So this is a story about how we got the music that we're playing tonight. which, as some of you may know, is based on old field recordings that were made in synagogues during services. And these were synagogues, where people didn't do that, where it was not allowed. In order for someone to be able to make this kind of recording of a cantor, this artist who they loved, they would have to hide their equipment. They would have to have their recording device hidden in their jacket or in a bag they were carrying, and find some ways that they could surreptitiously document this art that meant so much to them. They were willing to breach the rules of decorum, breach the rules of the religion that they were purporting to participate in. So there's a sense of shame among some of the old collectors, and that's understandable from their perspective. But for us, it's a blessing that they documented this time and this place in the culture. And so this is a story about one of the collectors. So he believed that if he took his tape recorder into the synagogue when his favorite cantors were singing, he would be able to not only capture the music, but to be able to see past this world, see into the space that he felt opening up inside himself during these prayer performances. He believed that the world of the visible had a crack in it somewhere, and that the cantor's voice might be able to pry it open a little bit further, and that his recordings would enter a little pathway, create a little pathway towards that other space. So, he started his career as a field recorder, going out there, and one day he got very, very lucky, but in a way that he did not expect. So he was recording the service, and at the beginning of the Torah service, the cantor goes up to the ark to take the scroll, sing the Shema, and they opened up the curtains of the ark, and the collector saw something. He wasn't sure whether or not anybody else saw it, but at the back of the ark, there was a kind of a little crack, almost like a window, and he could see through it. And on the other side there, he could see an entire city. It was like there was a window open back there, and there was another New York on the other side of this ark. But not only could he see the other city, he could see past that to hills and valleys. He could see the sky going on for miles. He could see a river. He could see a mountain. He could see gazelles dancing in the steppe. And he was filled with amazement and wonder. A woman was looking out of the window from her apartment, and she saw him looking at her. And she leaned her head out of the window and pointed and said, "Look, someone sees us." He heard it as clear as day. He ran home after the service, trembling, and he got home and got out his tape recording device, and he pressed play and listened to the whole service up to that moment. And sure enough, it had happened at a moment when the cantor hadn't been singing, and the din of the congregation had subsided, and even over the crackle of the hiss of the tape, he could hear it. "Look, someone sees us." Well, he was overjoyed. He began to cry. His tears fell and soaked the table. They almost messed up his tape recorder, but he was very careful. But he became possessed by a kind of a great fear that someone would know that he had found this place. And as he was walking around the city streets afterwards, he began to feel that people were looking at him, that they would see him, and that when he passed, they would whisper to each other, "There's the man who has the tape." After a time, this fear became overpowering and took over his life. He neglected his family. He became even more broke than he had already been. As you can imagine, he wasn't a very practical person. And he decided there was only one way to protect his sacred artifact. It would be to swallow the tape. So he took the tape, it was a little plastic cassette, and he opened his mouth as wide as he could. His head almost doubled in its size from how unhinged his jaw became, and he pushed the tape all the way down his throat. And he lived the rest of his life this way, but some people say that might have been what carried him off before his time. In any case, he met the end that we all will someday meet, and at his funeral, well, there weren't many people there. His ex-wife didn't show up, his parents were long gone, even his siblings were dead at this point. A few of his old cronies, some of the other oddballs who collected live davenings, or cantorial recordings, were there. But then, all of a sudden, somebody came up very unexpectedly. It was his daughter, who he had been estranged from and hadn't seen in many, many years. And she came up with a strange object in tow. She had a little hand truck, and she had brought with her a huge speaker system with a little cassette deck attached to it. And she went up before the gravediggers had a chance to lower her father down, and she opened up his shroud, and she looked at him and said, "Your secret will be secret no longer," because she knew. And she took her hand and opened up his dead jaw and pushed her arm all the way down her dead father's throat until her arm was almost completely submerged. And she pulled out the treasure, perfectly preserved cassette tape. She put it into the cassette deck, and she pressed play.
Oh
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, dear friends, we've come to our last song of the Dream Fast. Well, you know, we can negotiate afterwards about if you want to hear some more music, but this is indeed our last song, and we thank you and bless you. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, dear. We're gonna play this one for you. All right, we're gonna close out with an old hymn, Adon Olam.
Adon Olam Asher Malach B'tzedem kol yetzer nivro Leis naso B'chetz hakol Azai melech shemo nikra ככלס הכל יבודו אם לך נעמוד והוא היה והוא עובד והוא יהיה בספרו והוא אחד והן שני ימשילו להחבירו ולזוכיס ולזוכס ולא חס בחמיסרם והוא אלי וחי גואלים וצוחבי soda de bonisi o mahanoisli manoiskosi biyamekra yohodo afkiruche biesi shon yoyigirobegim rochet geviose adeshem le דון אלום אשר מלוך בטרם כל יצר נברא לי אס נעשו בחפץ הכל אזי מלך שמו נקרא
Thank you so much. Thanks to the congregation Beth Elohim, especially our dear friends, Cantor Josh Breitzer, Rabbi Matt Green. Thank you so much for making this happen and beginning this initiative here to turn this beautiful space into a very alive place. And thank you so much to all of our friends who are helping out on the production end, Sarah Chandler, Chelsea Simon, Aaron Bendich, and Alana Golden. Thank you guys so much for everything you're doing. And all right, we'll play a few of the golden oldies for you guys.
Gesehrt B'choyer mesim v'rachamim dobim Tzorchov limrvecha limater asorim B'choyer memunoso Yishene חמוך אבל el geboren Haus. Mit Loch. Belchman is
Ready
Thank you all so much. Yeah, I'd like to just take a quick moment to introduce the members of the band. My name is Jeremiah Lockwood. Thank you very much. Okay. Over on the trumpet, we've got the man himself, Jordan McLean. Got Stuart Bogie on the tenor saxophone. And overpowering us tonight with many heights is Yuli Ya'el Be'eri on the bass and vocals. And on the drums, we have the one and only John Bollinger. And I appreciate how John is ensconced in glory tonight, just as he should be every night.
Voice,
dum 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 tui, le tui yum tui tui, da 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 dum dum do, le tui yum dum tui, a da 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 yum da 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 dum dum da da, le tui yum dum tui, da 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 yum dum do yo, le tui yum dum tui, a da 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 yum da 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 yo da 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 le tui yum da yum da 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 yum dum tui, tui yum dum tui. Ai da da yum da 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 ya dum dum tui tui, da 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 yum dum tui. Ai da da yum da 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 ya da da yum da yum. Ti tong tai, ti tong tai. Pa da 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 na 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 ti tong tai, ti tong tai. Da ba de ka da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Thank you so much, everyone. Good night.